346 victims were killed. Children, families. None of them knew that would be their final journey. They were ordinary travelers. 2 devastating crashes within just a few months. Same plane, same case, same suspicious silence. So was this truly a tragic accident or a crime hidden behind corporate profits? This is the dark story of the Boeing 737 MAX. Boeing, an American company founded in 1916 by William Boeing, quickly became the most prominent name in aviation. It wasn't just an aircraft manufacturer, it was the industry giant, operating the largest indoor manufacturing facility in the world, the Everett plant, spanning an area equal to 56 soccer fields. Boeing was known for producing fuel-efficient aircraft, built to the highest standards of engineering and quality. It developed iconic planes like the Boeing 707 and the 747, but 737 was the most famous and widely used aircraft in the world. For many years, Boeing portrayed itself as a company that put safety and engineering excellence first. But everything changed. In 1997, Boeing merged with aerospace giant McDonnell Douglas. Although Boeing was the stronger and more financially dominant company, the merger changed a lot more than anyone expected. It wasn't just a business deal, it was a cultural shift. That merger didn't just reshape the structure of Boeing, it reshaped its identity. A company once known for its focus on safety and engineering excellence slowly began to prioritize profits, speed, and shareholder value. Even the company moved its headquarters from Seattle to Chicago. Most people saw this decision as just an ordinary administrative step, but the reality was different. The move was intended to separate management and decision makers from the engineers in order to weaken direct communication between them. The story began in December 2010, when Airbus officially announced the development of an upgraded version of its famous A320 family, known as the A320neo. This new variant came equipped with more efficient engines and aerodynamic improvements, offering a fuel consumption reduction of between 15 and 20%. This upgrade created a huge buzz in the aviation market, leading to an unprecedented surge in orders for Airbus. In 2011 alone, the A320neo achieved a record-breaking 1,200 orders, far exceeding all expectations. Airbus's overwhelming success put Boeing under tremendous pressure, especially with the threat of losing major customers like American Airlines. Instead of developing an entirely new aircraft, Boeing chose the faster route, upgrading its best-selling aircraft, the 737, and introducing it to the world as the 737 MAX.
Welcome to the first flight of the Boeing 737 MAX 8, the first new airplane of Boeing's second century.
Not the greatest day. It's rainy, it's cold, but look at all the excited faces.
We have thousands of employees who are joining us today for this historic first flight.
One of the key features of the 737 MAX compared to its predecessors was the use of new LEAP 1P engines. These engines are larger and more fuel efficient, promising up to 15% lower fuel consumption. The larger engine size forced Boeing to move them slightly forward and higher, altering the aircraft's balance and aerodynamics. This change caused the plane's nose to pitch upward more during takeoff, increasing the risk of entering a stall. To address this, Boeing added a new automated system called MCAS, designed to push the nose of the plane down if it detected an excessive angle of attack. But why didn't Boeing just design a brand new plane from scratch? The simple answer: time and cost. Developing a new aircraft could take nearly a decade and require massive investment. In 2018, on the morning of October 29, Lion Air Flight GT610 take off from Soekarno-Hatta International Airport in Jakarta, Indonesia, bound for the city of Bangil, Pinang. Just minutes after takeoff, the pilots noticed that the aircraft began descending on its own, despite their continuous attempts to raise the nose. They repeatedly tried to regain control, but each time the automated system forced the aircraft back into a descent. After 11 minutes in the air, the plane crashed into the Java Sea.
Begin with breaking news in Indonesia, where a passenger plane has crashed.
That plane, a brand new U.S.-built Boeing 737 MAX 8, similar to this one, plunged into the sea just moments after takeoff. All 189 people on board are believed dead.
During the investigation, it was revealed that the aircraft was equipped with a new system known as MCAS. This system was designed to help control the plane at high angles of attack, but the pilots had not been adequately trained on it, and it was not mentioned in the operating manual. Faulty data from the angle of attack sensors caused MCAS to activate unnecessarily, forcing the nose of the aircraft downward. The pilots attempt to disable the system manually, but in the chaos and with insufficient training, they were unable to regain control. Investigators pointed to the newly introduced MCAS system developed by Boeing as the cause of the crash. However, Boeing refused to admit this and denied all accusations, claiming instead that the Indonesian pilots were at fault, alleging that Indonesian pilots do not fully follow safety protocols and that licenses are issued to underqualified pilots. And the FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, also stated that there was no clear evidence that the problem was with the aircraft itself. After only 5 months, 2019, on March 10th, Ethiopian Airlines Flight ET302 take off from Addis Ababa Airport. The aircraft was a Boeing 737 MAX. It had been delivered only 4 months earlier and was piloted by experienced Ethiopian captain Yargitachu, who had logged over 8,100 flight hours. Just 4 seconds after takeoff, everything is happening again. The airspeed indicators began showing conflict readings, and the angle of attack sensor started sending faulty data. The captain sent a distress call and requested an immediate return to the airport. In the 6th minute of the flight, the plane had entered a series of erratic descents, reaching speeds of over 1,000 km per hour.
Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink.
It was a massive explosion, leaving a crater more than 10 meters deep. No one survived. This brought the total number of Boeing victims to 346. Following the first crash, Boeing, in coordination with the FAA, issued a detailed technical bulletin to pilots. This bulletin explained the existence of the MCAS system, how it operates, and the exact procedures to disable it if it begins sending faulty signals. Despite the pilots meticulously following all the recommended steps provided by Boeing, their attempts to regain control proved unsuccessful. This failure highlighted critical flaws in the system's design and raised serious questions about pilot training and aircraft safety protocols. 2 crashes within 5 months, both cased in the same way and involving the same aircraft model. This is considered a catastrophe and a tragedy in the aviation world, especially given that 2017 recorded a historic low in aviation accidents. The investigation began immediately. Ethiopian led the probe. The aircraft's 2 black boxes were recovered. The initial analysis of the data was shocking. The Ethiopian flight's data almost perfectly matched that of Lion Air's flights. The same sudden descent pattern, the same MCAS system interventions, the same failure of the crew to stop it. Ethiopian Minister of Transport Dagmawit Mogi said, "It's clear that there is a direct similarity between the 2 flights, and that the MCAS system was a direct cause of the accident."
The airplane's left angle of attack, or AOA, sensor failed immediately after takeoff, sending faulty data to the flight control system. The erroneous data in turn triggered the Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System, or MCAS, which repeatedly pitched the nose of the airplane down to the point the pilots lost control.
In the hours following the crash, China, which operates the largest fleet of 737 MAX, announced the immediate suspension of all flights of this model. Soon after, Europe, Canada, Australia, Turkey, India, and other countries followed suit. By March 13, 2019, and after immense global pressure,
to ground all flights of the 737 MAX 8 and the 737 MAX 9.
This marked a drastic shift, as the US had initially defended the safety of the aircraft. The US Congress launched an official investigation and discovered that Boeing had concealed information from the FAA regarding the MCAS system, and that the company was trying to market the aircraft as a version similar to the previous generation to avoid retraining pilots, saving time and money. A criminal case was opened against Boeing, and its CEO Dennis Muilenburg was summoned to public hearings before Congress. Boeing tried everything to lift the grounding of its planes, offering promises of corrective measures. In one of the court sessions, the company's CEO Dennis Muilenburg faced the victims' families, apologized to them publicly, and submitted his resignation. Boeing paid $2.5 billion in compensation, and estimates indicated that the company's total losses reached over $45 billion. But due to Boeing's policy of preventing the documentation of errors within its factories, it became difficult to track the source of the malfunction and identify those responsible. This deliberate cover-up made it challenging to hold anyone accountable, given the lack of sufficient evidence directly implicating them. Although many former Boeing factory workers broke their silence and began giving testimonies about the company's failure to comply with safety measures, the FAA decided to lift the grounding on Boeing on November 18, 2020. This decision was a serious mistake, as Boeing had not abandoned its policies, continued to put profit above safety, and still exposed people's lives to danger. The series of problems at Boeing did not stop. On January 5, 2024, while Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 was flying near Portland, Oregon, a terrifying incident occurred inside the cabin. A block door located near the aircraft's wings suddenly detached, causing a partial explosion in the fuselage at an altitude of about 16,000 feet. NTSB, the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board, noted in its report that the incident resulted from a systemic failure in quality control and training during the manufacturing process at Boeing's Renton plant. 4 critical parts were missing when the aircraft left the factory, leaving the block inadequately secured. A subsequent investigation revealed that the workers who reinstalled the block were unqualified, and inspection procedures and documentation processes were lacking. Even the Federal Aviation Administration failed to detect these systemic flaws during its factory review. Examinations of many other Boeing planes revealed that numerous aircraft had missing bolts, and many were improperly installed. In one quality inspector's testimonies, it was revealed that Boeing had been using over 50,000 parts considered scrap or unfit for use, and when he reported this issue to management, he was dismissed. How could a company as large as Boeing, with its long history and broad engineering heritage, allow serious design flaws to pass without being discovered or corrected in time? Was it driven by unchecked pursuit of profit, or did the intense rivalry with Airbus push decisions to be made in haste, even if it meant putting lives at risk? This is not just the story of a single airplane, but of an entire industry, and the tangled ties between corporations, lawmakers, and regulators. A story that reveals how blind trust can become a deadly hazard, and how the truth can hide behind published statements and comforting reports. What's most alarming is that we still don't know if the full truth has been revealed. So, the question remains, has Boeing truly learned its lesson, or are we simply in a moment of calm before the next storm?